lands of Hero.
Hello, and welcome to this final boss fight live stream. My name is John, and I am joined by Maddie.
Hi.
Tanny.
Hola.
Scar.
Hello.
And Sean.
Guten Tag.
And we are here to play a one-shot wonder for you guys. This is a long-awaited Scion the 2nd edition game at the Origin power level for anyone playing along at home. I am tweaking some of the rules a little bit, so if you're following along with your rule books at home, there are going to be some differences because basically.
Just cause!
Largely in that I read the initiative rules about 5 times and it don't make sense to me. So I'm doing it my way.
This is Scion Edition FBF.
This is the Scion FBF tweaks. For those of you playing along at home, Scion is a game that takes place in the modern day setting, where you play as the children of the gods, except these 4 don't yet know that their parents are divine. They know that they are better than the average human.
And smarter than the average bear.
And hopefully smarter than the average bear, and can get the picnic baskets. But they don't yet know exactly... They don't yet know exactly how much better than the average human they are, or have the potential to be. And hopefully, in the course of both tonight's game and a number of other sessions that might come up in the future, they will find out exactly the full level of their potential. Let's start by introducing the characters. Now, I'm not saying where you guys are starting this adventure, so that is up to you. Where in the world is your character at the moment, and what are they doing? We will start with Freddy.
So introduction of character?
Introduction of character, where is he, and what is he doing?
I'm Freddy Griggs. I'm a roadie. I go where the band goes.
Yeah, different Freddy Phoenix.
And I go where the band goes. I set them up. Make sure the rock can go, and and make sure they don't get fucking stage invaded or anything like that.
So sort of combination of roadie and bouncer.
Pretty much. And I'm currently in a bar somewhere.
Maybe at some point tomorrow, after you've come round from drinking tonight, you'll work out where that somewhere is. But that's not necessarily important to you right now.
Exactly.
Where I am, I'm wherever my heart wants to take me.
I'm wherever the string is. And yeah, that's me.
Phoenix.
Yes.
Who is Phoenix, and where is Phoenix?
Well, Phoenix could be regarded as a man of many talents, and he doesn't say much about himself. He kind of keeps himself to himself. He's called Phoenix Rose. He's currently enjoying a fine wine and cigar and poker game in a nice club in London.
Okay. And is this a usual thing for him, or is this something a bit different to what he normally does?
Well, when he has free time, obviously. But he rarely has free time.
Okay. Ingrid.
Hi, Ingrid West. Weatherwoman by day, bartender by night. from a very small town, aka Salt Lake City, Utah. So in the middle of freaking nowhere, US. She is very smart, very kind, uh, completely untech savvy. Her dream is to open her own bar one day. And given that we don't know where the location of originated with, I don't know what a Utah accent is. If I knew, I'd do a Utah accent. So, but anyways, so yeah, so if we don't know where the story is starting off currently, then we'll assume that she is currently still in Salt Lake City, and she is currently finishing up one of her night shifts at the local bar.
Okay, and so what sort of bar is it that you're in? Is it a biker joint? Is it a rundown place in the middle of nowhere? Is it a high-end bar?
It's kind of like just a chill kind of like bar. That wouldn't work. it's not like a super hardcore biker bar or anything like that. It's just an average pub, I guess you could say.
Okay, so just sort of quiet, maybe a little bit run down, edge of the town. Everybody likes to go there, and there's not a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's the place where everyone knows your name.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And finally,
And I have a Utah accent.
and finally, we have a Utah accent. I mean, finally, Saga.
Attention, skeezy nobodies. I am Saga Lindstrom. No shit. I'm not going. My adrenaline's gone out already. Shit. I am from Norway.
Okay.
But you don't know that. I might be lying to you.
You might be from Norway.
Maybe. I am. Can't remember my age actually. Did I say I was 18? last time?
How old am I? I don't know.
You're however old you tell someone you are.
God, I really need to get into my Genetti.
Genetic.
Genetti 5. Janella Linetti 5. This is actually took me off trail. Shit.
Reintroduce yourself.
From the top.
Attention, skeezy nobodies. I'm Saga Lindstrom. Oh no.
It's going well.
My in real life dad kind of disturbed me. Sorry. Oh, not gonna get too much introduction, probably am I?
I had 2 sentences in.
I mean, the skeezy nobodies are at attention now.
Well, every time you talk, I hear that sound that plays when Pac-Man dies anyway. So. Oh gosh. As everyone knows, my spirit animal is nature's greatest predator, the wolf. Oh god, I've just lost it now. Can we just go?
Where are you, Saga?
Norway in my bedroom.
And what are you up to?
I'm on the phone. Social media.
I feel like it's gonna be some magic.
I'm sure it's gonna have to use something like that because Salt Lake City, Norway, London, and somewhere
Hey, the
At least with Freddy Griggs, you can put it anywhere you want to. So you could be in Salt Lake City for all you want.
So we'll go back to Ingrid.
Yay, okay.
Ingrid, with your now newly found Utah accent.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off. I'm being 100% honest. But
I look
like,
I look forward to seeing the attempt.
that was my attempt.
You are finishing up the night, and as usual, it's a late night for you. 2 or 3 in the morning. You're sort of brushing down the last of the glasses. You are taking the last of the bottles out to the dumpster out back. When something catches your eye, it looks like someone's left something at the end of the bar.
Okay, I go and see what it is.
There is an envelope. There's a puppy! No.
If it was a puppy or a kitty or a bunny, Ingrid would freak her friend.
You fled her shit.
It's a puppy kitty bunny. It's like Cerberus, but with a...
It's some sort of a horrific amalgamation.
Oh my god.
It is an envelope. And on the front of it, in immaculate handwriting, it just reads, Ingrid.
So she'll pick it up and she'll just be like, damn, this person has beautiful penmanship. And then she will open the letter.
Okay. Freddy.
Yeah?
You are in... I'm going to assume from your character somewhat more of a rough and ready bar.
Yeah.
You're not particularly picking any fights, but you are fully prepared to deal with anyone that has trouble with you.
Oh, yeah.
Not that anybody does, because, one, you are about 5 times larger than anyone else in here, but also you're a real friendly dude. And so anybody that seems to have any issues largely calms down around you, because you would bury them halfway to their waistline if you
Just find me a door.
you drink and you drink
I do.
and you drink. You don't really keep track of how many you drink. You don't really keep track of what exactly you're drinking. You're just whatever.
I've had at least 2 beers. And there was a couple of shots. I can't remember what I asked for, but they were nice.
And
So I drank it.
eventually the edges of your vision just fuzz and starts to get tighter and tighter, and then it pinpricks out, and you wake up some hours later.
I'm away.
You're still in the bar.
Oh.
You're not really sure how long it's been, but your head's now feeling a little bit like somebody reversed into you with a truck. This is normal after one of those nights.
Yeah, it is.
And as you're picking yourself up, an envelope falls off your chest.
Looks at the envelope.
On the front of it, it says, Freddy. in immaculate penmanship.
Takes no attention to the penmanship. Is anyone else in the bar?
Not at the moment.
Not even a barman or anything?
You don't see one.
Fuck. He's going to put it in his pocket for now, and he's going to get up and head to wherever he's currently staying. Probably a motel or something.
Okay.
Because not much money in a dingy biker bar.
Phoenix.
Yes.
You are playing a number of rounds of poker. And there's a woman on each arm cheering you on. There's a number of people around the table, some of whom are playing against you. Some have just kind of wandered over to see what's causing such of a attention around this table.
Obviously.
You are used to being the centre of attention when you so desire to be the centre of attention.
Of course.
When, after another win, a waiter, or someone in a waiter's uniform, approaches you. Mr. Rhodes, sir?
Yes, my boy?
Somebody dropped this off for you. And he pulls out a silver tray with a dome on the top and pulls the dome off. And on the silver tray is an envelope with the name Phoenix written on it in excellent penmanship.
In absolutely shit handwriting.
With a middle finger instead of the eye.
Everything's disgusting.
He takes the envelope, asks the waiter to bring him another whiskey and soda.
Of course, sir.
And we'll examine the calligraphy of it, see if he recognizes the calligraphy for work purposes.
You don't recognise the handwriting. It is stunning. It's very well done.
Whoever wrote that did their letters well. I will open the envelope and wait for my whiskey and soda, which, of course, will usually be late, because waiters in this world, you know.
Saga.
Hello.
So you're in your bedroom social mediaing.
Yes.
Is this in an apartment, or is this is Saga still living with a parent?
Oh no, she's orphan, remember?
Fair point.
She doesn't have anyone, so I would say she's basically, the plan would be, I think she'd be living by herself.
Okay.
In a remote place where she's kind of away of everyone. So that way she knows that she knows that she's not is above people.
She's off the grid.
She's off the grid. No one knows where she lives.
You are posting the latest round of rumours on the Facebook, and as you have done with many rumours previously, you are enjoying following not only starting the rumours but following them spread and seeing the way that you can whip people up with just the well-placed word, just enough hint of a truth, allows you to start spreading rumours around your different social circles.
Amateur. Always say your insults to someone's face. No paper trail.
When suddenly there's a at the door.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing might be pregnant. Instant Twitter meltdown. she's kind of like, and she basically gets a big massive knife out under her pillow, out under the pillow.
Whoever, I don't care who it is, I'm gonna step
And she goes to find out what it is to the noise.
Trick or treat!
As you approach the front door to your apartment, you step on an envelope that has been slid under your bedroom door.
Really? This is... I guess people just forget about the social media now. She picks it up, and she inspects it.
On the front of it, it just says, Saga, in excellent penmanship.
Well, this is an excellent kind of
Penmanship.
font.
Isn't it excellent penmanship?
This is quite a nice penmanship. I wonder if it's the president asking me to be the president instead. She opens it.
You all open, eventually, a letter.
The fuck is this? Opens it
Inside...
Later, Freddy Griggs takes the envelope he sat
actually
on.
So, no, before she opens it, she actually takes a picture of it and then she puts it on.
I open the letter right away and it's all nice and pristine, like Eddie's is all crumpled and fun.
Yeah, I think I'll probably say that Sag would actually take a picture of it, and just like she actually says it in the quote, like, I wonder if it's the president's actually me to be the president instead, telling me that he's going to step down to make me one. I wonder.
Photograph, Instagram. Look at the blues.
Inside is a small square of green card. It is a deep, rich green.
Sniffs it.
And written on the card in gold, you are invited to a magic show.
The fuck?
I love magic.
There must be a certain code for a new bureau of investigation, probably.
And it gives you an address.
Where's the address?
To all of you, it is an address in wherever you happen to be.
Oh, I see. I see how we're gonna meet now.
It is, even for Freddy, who is moving around, you know where this place is that you're being invited to. You're not necessarily sure how you know where this place is.
That's awfully convenient that I happen to be here.
But you suddenly remember the trucker that was bringing the equipment in pointed this place out to you as you were driving into town. The lettering on the green card is a shining gold. It doesn't look like it's glitter. It's it might be gold.
Is that fucking gold? He's like holding up to his lamp and just like kind of like shifting it around, scratching at it. He's wearing it with his nail.
It doesn't come off.
Cool.
Well, I guess the bureau must have additional fun to write cards in gold now.
Ingrid's just like, I'm gonna keep this forever. It's so pretty.
Is there like a date on the day where we're supposed to?
The following day, whatever the day is, it is today at 8 p.m. Or the following day if it is already past 8 p.m. wherever in the world you characters happen to be.
So I am at like 3 a.m. so it'll be the following day.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I feel like we're all probably past 8 p.m.
Yeah,
wherever we're at.
I think it'll be depending upon where I am in America. It'll be around 3 to 4, 3 to 4 in various times. So, but either way, probably tomorrow now.
Yeah.
So the current day.
The closest 8 p.m. to wherever
Next day.
whenever you happen to be.
I don't think you got a gig tomorrow, so my gig just wrapped up, so I'm free at the moment.
Ingrid is gonna call her coworker and ask her to cover her bar shift.
Your coworker
Which they'll
agrees.
say yes to.
Your coworker stunningly agrees.
Fuck it. Just puts it on his side table and falls asleep.
Who arrives first?
Ingrid. If anything, she arrives early.
She's like, I'm so fucking psyched for this.
Phoenix arrives on time. Never early, never late.
Arrives precisely when he means to.
Exactly.
Freddy will be a tiny bit early, but not too much early.
Saga is very late. And then she just says, well, actually, all of you guys are just too early. I'm just on time.
Ingrid,
Yes, hello. Hi.
you arrive at a small theatre
Yes.
in Salt Lake City.
Yes. The Beehive House, to be exact. I don't think it's a theater, but it's like something.
You show the invite to the person at the door, and they look at it a little bit confused, and then somebody else wanders over and looks at it, and then leads you into a room, and they turn a key in a big door, and the door swings open, and you go into a darkened theatre room.
Okay. I just say to the person, you might turn on the light soon. It's a little smoky in here.
We'll turn on the house lighting for you.
Thank you.
He says in much more of a Salt Lake City accent than that. The temperature inside the room is cool. It's not uncomfortable, but it is cooler than it was outside. And you chalk that up to it being a large space with nobody in it.
I must be the first one here.
You say, and it echoes around the room as the lights just come on.
Spooky.
But there are a number of bench seats that you can find a seat on.
Sits in the front row.
Freddy,
Yes.
a little bit before 8 p.m, about 5-10 minutes before 8 p.m,
Yeah.
you show up at a small theatre performance space on the edge of Backwoodsville, wherever the hell you are.
Exactly. In Backwoodsville, New Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there, that place. You show the ticket to the man at the front desk, who looks to be here mostly just to keep people out, more than to actually show people into shows. Seems to be that he keeps the local riffraff, the kids, out of town. Yep. Backwoodsville, New Penn, Fucklery, Mormont's Pride and Jewel of the USA. Ville.
Bill.
He looks more that he keeps the local drug takers out of the theatre than showing people into it. But he's rather surprised to see someone coming in to see a show. He looks at the invite that you hand him, a little confused, and says, I didn't know we were doing a magic show tonight. With a very thick pencil fuckery accent.
God.
He leads you up to a door that, unlike the rest of the building is quite run down and doesn't look like it's been used for a little while.
Not surprising, it's pencil fuckery.
This door is pristine. It almost looks like someone's just decorated it. But just this door.
You know, I'm gonna do the rest of the doors, man. It's...
He shrugs. Not my job.
Whatever.
He takes out a ring of keys and he finds the right one and he opens the door. And there's a loud as the lock turns and the door swings open. And inside is a small space with a lot of bench seating and a blonde woman with blue eyes wearing something that she will describe.
Oh, pretty much what she's wearing in her icon picture. Let's assume that she's wearing that.
Okay.
Just to make it easier.
She's wearing as you see on the screen, Sean.
Cool!
And she is sat in the front row. And Ingrid, as you're sat in the front row, eagerly awaiting whatever's going to happen, you hear the door unlock again, and you think to yourself for a second, wait a minute, did they lock me in? And the door swings open, and you see Freddy.
Just gives a wave.
So, Freddy is pretty tall, probably about 6 foot, pretty muscular. He's wearing a black denim, like the black denim vest with lots of badges on the, not lapels, but the collar bit.
Okay.
Blue jeans, black t-shirt underneath with like a weird tribal pattern on it. Like blue jeans, a chain hanging from the jeans, a spiked wristband. He's got long black wavy hair. Well, not wavy, it's kind of relatively... It's long black hair and a goatee.
She
I'm
will
getting
give him
Meatloaf
a
vibes for
wave.
some reason.
And my picture is as best as I could get him.
Fair enough.
The blonde woman waves at you, Freddy.
Waves back confusedly. And he's gonna go to like middle front.
Okay.
Oddly specific.
Middle front. He's trying to get the best experience. He doesn't want to go all the way to the front.
Okay, well.
At precisely 8 p.m., Phoenix.
Arriving precisely when he means to.
Phoenix, you arrive at a small theatre in London, just off the main boulevard. Similarly to Freddy, there is a ticket man who seems somewhat surprised to see someone coming to a show. But he takes...
As Phoenix is pretty sure he's not coming to see a show, but probably for a meeting of secret agency, he's not very much surprised.
He will take your invite and he will lead you to a door. and he takes out the keys, and the door unlocks.
I give him £10.
Good old £10.
Thank you, my pal. Thank you, my boy.
Thank you, Governor.
Lit cigarettes.
He takes the money and leaves you to the room. And the room opens into a small space with a number of bench seats in it. It's chilly, but not uncomfortable. There is a blonde woman sat in the front row. And there is a man with long dark hair sat middle front. And in walks Phoenix.
That's the same thing.
Phoenix is roughly, it's roughly about 5'11", 5'11" feet tall. Ginger hair, very neatly dressed in a suit, black tie, black suit, white shirt. He has a golden watch on his wrist. He has black sunglasses that prevent anyone from seeing his eyes on his face, which should probably be a bit of a problem for him at the moment because he won't be able to see everything. And he's smoking a long cigarette that seems to be not coming from the regular tobacco brands, but like very special
high-end
brands.
one.
Yeah. Like the cigarette itself is perfumed to weird scents like vanilla coconut or something like that. And yeah, so he looks around. We'll probably see the blonde girl first. Blonde in darkness is very easy to notice.
The guy in the middle of the room kind of blends in through the thick glasses.
Yeah.
Similarly to when Freddy entered, Ingrid would turn and give Phoenix a wave. Just a friendly one.
Phoenix pauses, looks straight at her, takes a good smoke of his cigarette, exhales, and nods. And in his head, he thinks, "European spy." And then sees Freddy.
He hasn't really looked around at him or anything.
Just sees the massive guy, Russian. And he's gonna stay. He's not gonna sit down on the bench. He's just gonna stand up at the back of the room, smoking his cigarette.
And several minutes pass. And you all look at your respective watches.
Why is it so late?
Literally.
10 minutes pass. 15 minutes pass. The show shows no sign of starting. There's nothing on the stage. There's a simple curtain that's pulled closed.
Starts just drumming on his legs.
And eventually...
Ingrid just examining the invitation to see if there was a start time. She's like, it said 8 p.m.
Eventually, Saga. Saga arrives at a out-of-the-way venue in Ida, Norway, where she lives.
We don't know.
Near where she lives. And the man at the front desk looks at the invite and scratches his head and says that he hasn't seen one like this for many years. It's quite an old man. He slowly shuffles down the corridor. He knows where he's going. He comments on the invite that he hasn't seen one like that for many years.
Haven't seen anyone here for years. This place is still open.
And Saga, you follow him down the corridor, and he shuffles slowly, not really picking his feet up very high, to a large double door. And he takes out a bundle of keys and he slowly goes through them and selects the right one and puts it in the lock and turns it. And there is a loud clicking as the lock turns and the double door swings open. And Saga, you enter from the back of this space. And you can see a number of benches in front of you.
Okay.
And sat on the front bench is a blonde woman. And then, Sean, are you at the front bench in the middle? Or are you in the middle? Yeah. And then...
as in the kind of one of the more middle, possibly third row
Okay.
benches.
About the third row, you see a large man in heavy denim. And then stood off to one of the sides, you see a ginger smoking a cigarette.
You see a
James-
ginger.
Ginger James Bond, one of them.
Ginger in a suit with a cigarette and dark glasses on.
Well, if she's coming from behind me, she would just see the ginger hair, the suit.
No, she's
and
coming.
smell the cigarette.
She's coming from the back of the room. You're off to one of the sides.
Oh, okay.
She's come in a different door.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, I get the special entrance. Special treatment.
Yeah, the treatment of people late.
And there is a crackle, and the PA system kicks in. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Tonight's feature event is about to begin.
Ingrid kind of does like a little hand
Does it
clap.
literally crackle to life as soon as this woman enters?
Literally the second she enters, yes.
She is very confused.
He's highly suspicious of this, but...
The door behind Saga just swings shut with a loud and the house lights start to dim.
I tried to open the door again. Is it open or locked?
As soon as you turn around and look, there isn't a door there anymore.
Oh no. She tries to tweet. She tries to tweet saying,
There is no Wi-Fi.
and there's no signal.
There is no signal on your phone at the moment.
Oh no. Oh no. No, it's not gonna remember the
How
saga!
am I supposed to stream this?
The PA crackles again. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Tonight's feature event is about to begin.
I think
Yeah.
Saga will literally try and who's closer to her? Like, as in if she's coming from the back, who's closer to her?
Probably Freddy is the closest to you.
I sit behind him. I sit like quite far off, but behind.
Okay.
Does Phoenix stay standing?
Looks at confusedly, but just looks back at the front.
She's like still kind of looking on the phone, like trying to figure out if there's any signal she can get, or kind of like.
Puts a foot on the bench and leans.
The house lights dim, and a single floodlight, single spotlight illuminates the stage. Oh, what is Saga wearing?
Exactly what's in the picture. I suppose that no one has asked. You've asked them three, but you don't ask Saga.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't had much time to consider Saga in a whole, because as soon as you entered, the thing procced, so...
It's very true.
She's basically like wearing what she's wearing in the icon.
Ooh, so fancy like.
So
The
basically, we're all wearing what we're wearing in the...
Icon.
Freddy's wearing a little bit different because he's black t-shirt and it's a black denim vest rather than a jacket, but
close.
pretty much. As close as I could get with what I had to work with.
Yes. So a single spotlight illuminates the curtains on the stage. And it's not a big stage, it's kind of just a little bit of a raised platform. It's like a little step up. It's quite a small, intimate space. And the curtains slide open. And stood with his back to you is a tall, thin man in a black suit with a long black cape and a top hat.
Cliche.
And at one side he has a cane.
Real cliche.
And he taps the cane on the stage. And his long black hair falls out of the back of the top hat. He's got shoulder length black hair. Well kept. And he turns around to face you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this magical performance. I am the Master of Illusions, the Master of Magic. Generally, the Master. I won't tell you my name just yet, but I think you'll all know it by the end of this performance. He taps the cane on the ground and flings it off to the side, and as it disappears from your view, it literally disappears. He takes off his top hat, rolls it down his arm, catches it at the end, and draws forth from it a cloth that he then spreads out in front of him, and as it falls to the ground, it lands on a table that wasn't there. And it sets up like a tablecloth. And then he sits down behind the tablecloth. And suddenly he's sat in a chair. But there wasn't a chair there before. You saw the stage before he turned round and it was empty. But now he's sat on a chair at a table.
Intriguing.
For my next trick, audience oh plenty.
4 people.
Very selective audience, sir. I need a volunteer from the crowd. And I picked all of you because you all have a very set skill set that will help me attain this goal. And now, trust me, actually that one's going to be hard. I'm not who everybody thinks I am. I'm not evil. Believe me. And he looks again. No, wait. Forget that one too. I need your help. My brother has gone and lost his bloody hammer again.
Ingrid raises her hand.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know if this hammer has like sentimental value or anything like that. But can you just buy a new one?
No. No, he can't. Now, everybody is blaming me, because of course they're blaming me. That's what they always do when something goes wrong. I'm sorry, have you not picked up on who I am just yet?
How? Unless you tell us who the fuck you are, man, we don't know who you are.
He sighs. Just like that, never mind. And he waves his hands in front of his face. Would it help if I looked like this? And a golden crown appears on his head with two large swooping horns coming out of it. And I'll wait for Sean to get back.
Is this who I think it is?
Yeah, it's Loki.
That's my daddy.
Indeed it is. Ingrid would look at him and just be like, I'm sorry, I still don't know who you are.
Phoenix would honestly be trying to remember if Hammer, Bloody, Brother, all that is part of a code.
Sark's actually not listening, she's just looking up. I'm still trying to figure out she can...
She's trying to get a signal.
And then she's gonna yell out, "Hey! Do you know the Wi-Fi?"
Are we back, Sean?
Not quite.
Oh no.
Because my Discord has gone... Basically, my entire computer has gone to shit.
Oh.
But...
Stay strong.
It's... I believe the Roll20's now back up. Discord is still throwing a fit, but I'm on my phone at the moment, so... Yeah.
He waves his hands in front of his face, and a golden crown appears with two large swooping horns, and just ripples down. A gold light just ripples down his body, and a suit of leather armor mixed with gold apparates around him. And he looks the spitting image of Tom Hiddleston in those movies.
Of course it gets like that.
Wait, you're Tom Hiddleston?
And the cloth table in front of him folds and just to the floor. And behind him, the chair just freezes into a giant frozen throne that he languishes back into.
Since Ingrid still doesn't know what's going on, she stands up and starts applauding, and she's just like, how did you do that?
He smiles, genuinely widely smiles. Thank you, dear. It's so nice to meet a fan. I suppose. Please pay attention. He slams the side of his chair, and your phone just turns off. Eyes on me.
My fans!
You can have it back when you're done.
I'm like getting like scolded like out of father to child thing, child to father, father to child thing.
No phones during dinner time and showtime. We've been over this.
My brother, you might know him as Thor, has gone and lost his hammer again. You might know it as Mjolnir. Am I speaking too quickly for those of you in the front
Loki
row?
from Marvel? Are you Loki from the Avengers? Tom Hiddleston? Didn't the Tom...
He looks down at the stage, and then he just looks straight at you, Saga.
Oh,
I'm so disappointed in you.
I am the original. He bellows, and just for a fraction of a second, the gold crown disappears. The immaculate long black hair disappears. The outfit he's wearing disappears. And the side of his face is just a ragged mess of burn mark, worn away, and he is just dressed in rags. And then a second later, he regains his composition, and the appearance just goes back to normal.
I thought this place looked like a crack house on the outside, but
I am very much going to die here.
You are not going to die here, not at my hand. I'm...
So Marvel, are you Stanley? Oh my god.
I am not interested in that. I need your help.
okay, so you need our help to find your brother Thor, like bunny ears, Thor's hammer.
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, not only me cannot understand the code behind these words. Must be something.
Can't believe it, Stanley asking for my help. I am on it.
He snaps his fingers and suddenly he is Stanley.
Excelsior!
If this will help you get the bloody job done...
So, Ingrid raises her hand again. Quick question. Why exactly did you choose us four specifically to help you?
Slim pickings in those who will answer my letters. You have a very specific set of skills.
I'm a roadie.
I'm a weather woman / bartender.
Yes.
Well,
You have a...
well, obviously, I've got a very special set of skills.
Why are we watching? Why are we now quoting Taken for? You know that Liam Neeson guy?
Snaps a finger again. Liam Neeson's on the stage.
I think after that, Saga's gonna like, oh crikey.
Crikey!
It's like because of the Australian, she's realizing, oh no.
Phoenix
I
was
can't
going to
do-
say, Phoenix is just going to say, seeing the guy change form twice, you really have to give me this technology you're using. That's going to be very useful in the field.
I'm afraid it's not something I can share with others who are not of my blood.
I think Saga's gonna get up and actually get a closer look at Loki.
You two, he points at Ingrid and Freddy, have a vested interest in getting this done.
We do.
Is very confused. What?
You, he points at Saga, have a vested interest in clearing my name.
And why is that?
Because your name is my name.
Excuse me?
You still don't even know your name. You're claiming you're Loki or something.
I am Loki Laufeyson. You are Saga Lindstrom, or Saga Lokison. Loki daughter.
Loki Loki. Still not saying. Still not like thingied. Like
I need a cigarette. I really need a cigarette.
Flings a cigarette towards Freddy.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, right.
No, I got one of those lights. His cigarette. What is
Yeah.
this?
And you, Phoenix.
You're just here.
You were the last guy they could contact.
The supposed outsider. You have inside information on those that actually have the hammer. You might not know it yet, but you do.
Phoenix just looks at him. Okay, that is some very cryptic orders, and I had my fair share of cryptic orders. You're gonna have to be way more specific if you want the job done.
Okay.
Also, if you're Loki,
Yes.
say I believe you're Loki.
Yes.
And you know that someone he knows has the hammer.
Yes.
Why don't you, Loki, go get the hammer?
You're that green to this, then, aren't you? Gods cannot exist in this realm without binding themselves to fate's machinations. And so we send our chosen to do our work.
I'm still confused why you give me a different last name.
I just give up on her, man.
You are my daughter. You are of my blood.
I'm an orphan. I have no parents.
I'm afraid to say that in some way, at some point, you probably did, kid.
He's got a point.
I mean, I guess that's true. You technically couldn't come from nothing.
Yeah, you didn't just fall out of the
So
fucking sky.
Oh, please.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
If you are Loki, and she is your daughter, why are me and points to Phoenix? Why are we important to Air Bunny Ears, Thor?
That is unfortunately not something for me to share. When you get the hammer back, you can ask him yourself. I can't tell everybody's secrets.
I thought you were good at that, though.
No, I'm very good at keeping my own.
Well, you just told me your secret.
Yes. Or did I? Was that a secret? They call me the god of lies and of mischief, and that is somewhat accurate because it's inconvenient for people to sometimes believe the truth too. I'm the god of stories, good or bad.
Is that coconut?
This is coconut. That is a cigarette.
You want to ever try this? Because it tastes like coconut.
Vanilla and coconut. Also, there's a bit of strawberry in it.
I mean, thanks for the cigarette anyway, but very complicated.
You know, this cigarette actually costs $3,000.
Looks at the cigarette, looks at you, looks at the cigarette, shrugs and continues smoking.
There we go.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna find a hammer that the redhead guy knows people who has it,
He knows of their world, yes.
and once we get the hammer, then we'll be able to find out what you mean by we've got that me and blonde lady have a vested interest.
Oh, my name is Ingrid, by the way.
Freddy. Where do you know where we have to start on this thing, or?
I can tell you the beginnings.
Well, as in, like, you know, where do we start looking for it, or anything?
Yes. They took it to their head office, the Mystical Intelligence Network and Operations Group.
Mystical Intelligence and Operations Group.
I assume that might ring a bell to me.
You would have heard rumours of it. They're sort of... Actually, make me a... And this is the first roll of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
First roll. Woo!
Make me a intellect... academics roll, Phoenix.
2 successes.
You have heard mention of a group with that name. They are largely derided as the sort of Men in Black crazies. They're not... Some people don't think they really exist. Others think they're crackpots trying to find Bigfoot and the Yeti and, you know, the Loch Ness Monster.
Okay.
They have a large office building somewhere off the books in Seattle.
Okay.
That no one can report on the inner layout of. No one that you've heard has been there and come out again.
Mm-hmm.
Where supposedly, if you believe their talk, they take mystical artifacts and hide them away from the world because they are things that man is not meant to know.
I think then that Phoenix would literally laugh at the mention of them, just because he would be in the section of people who think they're crackpots.
If you think that they are a laughing matter, Mr. Wright, Mr. Rhodes, Mr. Wright, who's that? Oh, I've got a meeting with Phoenix Wright later. If you think they're a laughing matter, Mr. Rhodes, then there's no problem going in there and getting the hammer out.
No, I suppose it isn't. But quick question though.
Yes.
For which government are we working? Europeans, Americans, Canadians, Arabic?
Turns to Phoenix. Wait, you work for the government?
Turns to her. Wait, you don't?
You could say this is a bit of
No,
a joint task force, Mr. Rhodes.
As I previously stated, I am a weather woman / bartender from Salt Lake City, Utah.
I've said, roadie.
He looks at you too. Wait, that's not your covers.
No,
Covers? What covers?
roadie.
I
He
mean,
turns
the
back
weather woman
to-
thing is kind of like a, like side gig thing until I can open my own bar, but like,
He would turn back to Loki. You want me to go on a field mission with civilians?
wait, what
Since
makes
when
you
I
so
was
special?
civilian, I'm royalty.
Looks at her. Okay, sweetheart. So civilians?
They're better than you might know.
I mean, I can I'm a roadie. I might be able to fight a little bit, but
Phoenix just looks at everything, looks at Ingrid and Saga in particular, because Freddy is a muscular guy 6 foot tall, so he thinks that that kind of wardrobe could be useful in a fight, maybe. But Ingrid and Saga, he looks at them, and he's like, no, I don't see it, no.
If you don't see them as a threat, then the mystical damn it, I forgot to make a note of what I called them.
God damn it, why do they have such a long name?
Then the Mystical Intelligence Network and Operations Group will also not see them as a threat, and that allows them to get into places that you might not be able to.
I'm able to get in any places on Phoenix Road.
I can say that I am very non-threatening.
Yeah, I agree with that. You don't want to start a battle of the wills with Saga Lindstrom because you will emerge from that battle a broken man. Not to brag, but I was name checked in my kindergarten teacher's suicide note. I think there would be like literally a blank in Phoenix's face. Looks at her. Okay, then moving on.
Loki, if Saga says that, Loki just has a minor look of slightly proud of that. And then it goes away.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised, right, if the character Gina Linetti could totally either get along with Loki or overthrow him. Place your bets, people. Of course, that of my kindergarten teacher.
Ingrid just says, "I know
That's
that's
my girl."
something to be proud of."
Oh,
Loki's a weird parent.
as everyone knows, my spirit animal is nature's greatest predator, the
Yes,
wolf.
he is a weird parent. Look at his fucking kids.
Goat.
What? What?
A goat,
You
a
mean
horse.
the 8-legged horse, the giant world serpent, the giant wolf,
Yomonga!
the half-melted faced Hela, and Saga?
Yeah, and Saga. Yeah.
And the goat.
That's the normal looking
The goat.
guy.
Can't get
So
much of
you
a
got
stranger parent. Okay, so we gotta get all the way to Seattle.
I didn't mention Seattle yet.
No, sorry. So we gotta get to wherever the hell these people are, and find the hammer and get it out. We get it back.
Yes. Once you get it outside, he'll be able to find it. They have something that is stopping him from finding it. If you could just mention when you see him that I wasn't involved in taking it, but I was around to help him find it, that would be great.
So you wanna big up from it as well.
Oh, just once. Just a well done would be nice.
I mean, I got technically, I got time at the moment. I could
I
do it.
I
I could
did.
help.
I did technically just book off a month to go to Rome, but I guess that's not gonna happen now. Guess it's too late to cancel the flight. Okay,
always
Loki, you owe me $1,000 for that ticket and accommodations.
I am sure that I can get you a refund, dear. I am excellent at customer service.
Loki, god of customer service.
Ba ba ba.
Well, I wouldn't quit your day job because you're not the best magician.
No,
Shots fired.
that was always his thing. Father's wheelhouse.
So when did we begin?
Yes, dear, you can be a divine goddess if you do well.
Perfect.
So
I have a contact near their base.
space.
She might have some information to share with you.
And where is this base?
Seattle.
Yes.
So I gotta get to Seattle.
Yeah. It's gonna be windy and cold and rainy. Fucking hate this place.
Well, I could drive it, or I could. I mean, I suppose it'd be easy just get a plane. I suppose.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you intend to drive over the Atlantic, that's gonna be a very, very beautiful sight.
Who's gonna drive over the Atlantic?
Us.
I mean,
Just from
Pennsylvania.
London.
No, we're in Utah.
No, we're in Norway. Well,
No, you're not.
No, you aren't.
Where the hell are
Yeah, where are you then?
I think the way that you put it, you're in a little branch of Yggdrasil.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to repeat that. Or
Bless you.
spell it out for us.
You are in a little branch of Yggdrasil.
oh, I know what he means, but out of character, I know what he means.
Okay, if that's another code for a special place you don't want us to know about, that's fine. Just nod once for saying yes, it's a code.
He does not nod.
Would say that Sarg would know her history about like Norway stuff.
Roll me a intellect culture.
Culture?
Yeah, I suppose
Do you
culture.
have culture? Let's see.
So,
2 success.
Yeah.
I mean oh, I'm gonna roll it, but I'm also gonna make a stupid fucking joke. Intellect, culture.
Gonna roll it as well just to see.
So you mean the song by the Brothers of Metal?
You all recall Yggdrasil, the world tree.
The world tree. There
Oh,
it
it's
is. World tree.
that thing in yeah. So we're on a tree.
It's really more of a branch. Twig.
We're on the branch of a tree.
Don't pick it apart too closely. But yes,
So if we were to walk out of the doors that now aren't here, where would we end up?
where you need to be.
So
if I-
Seattle then.
So if I needed to be in a bar right now,
I mean, if you needed. He reaches behind the throne he's sat on and pulls out a large mug of alcohol.
goes and grabs mug of alcohol. I need this. This is true.
This is really what I'm going to work with.
Well, you'll be all the more impressive if you can get the job done.
Alright, when do we start?
You already did.
Okay, then how do we proceed?
Look for his contact, I presume.
Yes.
Look for a door maybe at first.
He clicks his finger and a door unfolds up the side of the room and opens.
Okay then. Well, I guess we're gonna go through the door. Gets up and starts walking towards the door.
Finishes his drink.
It
Gives
is
back the mug. Gives back the mug.
it is a very sweet mead.
Quite nice. Goes through the door.
The door The door opens into a corridor, and you appear to be in another rundown theatre in Seattle this time. You're all together still. And as the door swings shut behind you, the door just kind of... the brick kind of eats it up again. It is raining.
Yeah, we're definitely in Seattle.
Your phone is back on.
Becca's just like, yes.
It does have Wi-Fi connection again.
Immediate selfie. Loki's daughter, #goddess.
Yes, she does that. She literally does a whole kind of a big kind of thing like, oh my god, I just met Loki. Apparently my dad is Loki.
All the followers disappear. It's like, nutcase.
No, you get another follow and it's actually Loki himself. I was like, oh my god, no dad, stop it.
You do
And Loki starts liking every one of your tweets.
You do notice that in the at the... I do hope everybody's not going to BRB at the same time.
Oh, and also basically she kind of like tilts where she's got everyone there, right? She like she tilts and she's got her phone up and she's got everyone in the picture with her. She does a really nice kind of side face and there's like everyone and she takes a picture saying I met new friends.
If you do that, and if Phoenix notices that you're trying to take a picture,
Do you want to try? Do you want to try and do? This is a dexterity. I'm assuming it will be a dexterity kind of.
it would be the what would it be? That's a good question.
What are you trying to do?
To
trying to
see her
take a selfie.
take the
while I
picture.
take a selfie.
So to see her take the picture... Are you trying to do it subtly, Saga?
Yeah, like kind of secretly.
So Saga, if you could make me a dexterity... I'm going to say dexterity athletics roll.
Yep. 4 success.
Wow.
She's the goddess of selfies.
Scar,
See that?
if you could make me a cunning... trying to pick which of the best skills for spotting a thing. Empathy or subterfuge?
Yeah, I'm gonna use subterfuge for obvious
Empathy.
reason.
I'm gonna use empathy because empathy is a good.
Well, that was a very bad roll considering the number of rolls I had.
You don't notice.
Okay.
I've taken a selfie with everyone, and they didn't know about this.
What would I be doing to notice it?
Cunning and empathy.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see.
Or subterfuge if you got it.
Damn it! Only one success.
Nope. You don't.
Sorry?
You don't notice the photo being taken.
Just continues to look at the invitation, and then Ingrid is just, well, I guess since we're working together, we should probably introduce ourselves.
Saga,
Yeah.
as you're looking at your phone, you notice in the bottom corner, after all of the apps that you had installed, there's a new one.
She basically like, oh, been stuck in that place there. I've missed all my important messages. And she started quickly reading them, and she's not caring about what's happening, and she's replying to everybody that she knows, and then she actually knows the new app. She's like, I don't remember doing this. She opens it up.
It is an app that just says Narnia Assistance. And when you open it up, swirling words appear on the screen.
Oh great, my phone is now possessed by demons.
When you
Does anyone
have
know an
need of backup. Call us.
Never mind. Oh, got a stalker instead.
And then the app closes.
Yeah, my phone's possessed. And guys, do you know any exorcists? My phone's possessed by a demon, I think, or a devil.
Are you going to talk all day like this?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Inhales and just immediately starts coughing. Okay, it's a bit much, but I do like the coconut taste. Does make it slightly better.
With time. If you want, I've got chocolate in. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna roll a 1d4 and choose from the random list they have.
What are my cigarette ingredients?
I actually have a list. Weird combination of cigarettes. Chocolate and mint.
Ooh, might like that one better. But anyways, we should probably introduce ourselves to each other. So I am Ingrid West. As I said before, other woman slash bartender from Salt Lake City, Utah, the middle of freaking nowhere in the USA. What are your names?
Just as a general picture, how old Ingrid looks like.
Did I
Roughly.
actually decide? Did I decide her age? That's a question. No, I must have. I must have decided her age.
I returned, sorry.
She's. Let me think. She's probably like 25-ish, maybe 26.
And how old looks like Saga looks and Freddy looks?
Saga's like 18 to 20, roughly around that age.
Freddy's probably around late 20s, early 30s.
Okay. So Phoenix might actually be the oldest in the party because he would look in his 30s, 35.
Oh, interesting.
And what have I missed? Sorry.
We're introducing ourselves
All right.
to each other.
So are we gone somewhere for that, or are we?
No, we're still
You're
outside.
you're in a rundown theatre in Seattle, and it's raining.
I'm Saga Lindstrom. I was born for politics. I have a great hair and I love lying. And now the daughter of a god.
Well, you're a lucky one then. Still smoking the Saga's face.
Okay, kid.
Or
My name is Rhodes, Phoenix Rhodes. I'm a man of many talents, working for any kind of government. Some could say I'm a secret agent.
So James
Um,
Bond then? You know, 007?
Even when I'm introducing myself, this one is gonna talk. Yes, and for the uncultured mind, and you look straight at Saga, James Bond, I assume, would be a good representation of my line of work.
cool.
And what about you, Rhodey the Hoagie?
Freddie Griggs. I don't know. I'm a roadie. I set up for any bands. I kind of work as bouncers for them sometimes, depending on how popular they are. Originally from Iowa, and I don't know. Come from a alright family. I mean, didn't know my dad, but
Same.
deadbeat dads, right?
Yeah. They're the worst.
And I literally got shit faced in a bar, found my little envelope, and went to the show, and now I'm here.
Very good. Well, in order to work in perfect conditions, I suggest we ditch the names and give each other aliases. I suggest, he points to Freddy, Mr. Black, points to Ingrid, Miss Blonde, points to Saga, Miss Blue, and I'll be Mr. Orange.
Blue. Hang on, I have to do this one.
Isn't that just our hair colors?
Yes, and?
I mean, I guess since we all have different hair colors, it's an easy enough way of remembering who's who.
Right you are, Miss Blonde.
I like the sound of that. It has a nice ring to it.
Well, we got a hammer to find.
Mm-hmm. Well, time to go out in the rain.
I wish I had my umbrella.
Oh, don't worry, I got one. Pulls an umbrella out of her bag.
Gets under it because this suit costs $700.
Has to hold it kind of up, like her one arm is just completely stretched out for a way to hold it up.
Freddy looks at the suit, looks at Phoenix, looks at the suit, shrugs, and, and walks into the rain without care.
My suit costs $10, so I don't care.
I mean, badges maybe cost about $3 for a pack.
You start to make your way across the rainy Seattle.
The most oddly cobbled together group in existence.
Rainy, cold, misty evening Seattle.
As I'm walking, I want to go to the nearest convenience store and buy a pack of cigarettes.
You do.
Yeah, cigarettes.
It's fairly easy.
I'm just gonna shake my head and be like, peasant.
These are not burning $3,000 bills.
You are drawn to a building near Phoenix. You know where the office building is. You know where the mystical intelligence network and operations group's building is.
Okay, you know what we're gonna make an acronym right now. So it's Mystic Intelligence Network and Operations Group. Minog.
Minog.
And you can drop the G off of that one.
Oh.
Mino. Mino.
Do you know where the Mino building is? Absolutely not a shady building at all. Totally a normal place. Nothing interesting here.
Yep, it's that sort of building. It is a nondescript office block on the edge of a large bank of office blocks in Seattle. Nobody comes or goes at unusual times. Nothing unusual happens. You are drawn to a building opposite the Mino building. And you get the feeling that this is where you need to go to meet the contact.
Anyone's getting an urge to go to that building?
I have a slight feeling, yes.
It is a warehouse.
A little bit.
Only the best things happen in warehouses.
Why did my life come to this?
It is a... You can't tell if it's an active warehouse at the moment or it's just recently closed, but it is a clothing warehouse. Or possibly was a clothing warehouse.
That's so
Depending on whether there's active or not.
But at the moment, it is an empty clothing warehouse because it is after the shifts would have finished and people would have gone home.
I'm gonna approach the clothing warehouse and go all tactical, pick up my gun, load it, make sure it's ready to use.
Okay.
I think Ingrid is a bit taken aback, and then she thinks to herself, she's like, wait, duh, he works for the government, he has to have a gun.
I think I'm the only one who technically carries a gun, like, legally in the team.
Yes.
What are you talking about? We're America!
I mean, true for Salt Lake City.
And firearms means nothing to us.
It's true for Salt Lake City. I'll grant that for Salt Lake City. Freddy depends on which state you're on.
He was originally from Iowa? Idaho?
Iowa.
Iowa, that's one.
And
Norway.
Yeah, Norway
yeah.
not so much.
If Saga doesn't have a gun, I feel like she would have a knife. I don't know why.
I mean, you did say she had a knife at the start.
Freddy don't need no weapons.
Takes out a knife. Going all close and personal makes you get blood on your suit. Prefer the medium distances.
Ingrid takes out like one of those like multi-tool things, so like a thing that has like a screwdriver and a knife and like scissors, and also pepper spray. Ingrid takes out a pen. No, she's not that bad. Okay.
Freddy, with his hands in his pockets, looks at you all tooling up and just walks towards them.
Mr. Black is blowing our cover.
Every time you talk, I hear that sound when Pac-Man dies.
Oh, you know Pac-Man. Oh, you're older than I thought you were.
Wow.
Okay, move along, kid.
Goes into the thing. Knife and pepper spray at the ready.
Who is leading the group?
Well, Freddy apparently, because he walked in.
I'm just walking toward the warehouse. I'm not going to enter until everyone's willing to enter.
Well, then that would be Phoenix, because
Is Ingrid wearing like a
experience.
jacket or something?
Is Ingrid wearing a what now?
A jacket or something, or she's like wearing?
I don't know.
No,
Was she wearing a jacket when she came in?
She was not wearing a jacket because when she was in Utah, it was warm. So she's cold in the rain a bit.
She Saga actually lends her jacket. You look like my size, so you can take my jacket.
Oh, thank you.
Cold weather.
I was freezing. But anyways, back to fierce mode.
So yeah, Phoenix
Follows in after.
would go in first.
Follows in after Phoenix.
The building is dark.
And cold. Silent. The motorcycle going past.
Damn you, atmospheric motorcycle. There's not a lot of activity in this building. It doesn't look like people have been in here for a little while. It looks like the cleaners haven't been in for a few days or a week or so.
So it still looks like it's active, just a bit tatty and untidy.
Yeah. There's a lot of dust over things. There's a lot of spiders' webs in the corners.
Nice place.
Perfect place for a shady rendezvous.
I really hope we don't get murdered in here.
Oh, we're
No
definitely
one.
murdered in here.
Well, you had to say it, didn't you? You had to say it. You had to say it. Yeah.
No one murders Phoenix Roads.
Okay, so you're
No,
gonna be
except-
fine. I will die though.
Looks at her and resists the urge to say, probably.
You all make your way to the center of the room.
I
It's
suggest we stand in a circle so we're covering all angles in case someone comes out of us.
Do we know who we're gonna meet here? We didn't ask a name, did we?
We know it's a she.
Call out for him?
you look to all the corners of the building, and you just hear a.
If it's a motherfucking spider, I'm out of here. Bye, guys.
You guys hear that?
Yep.
Rat? Spider?
And you just hear very faintly, "Oh my God."
Look at her butt.
Oh my god.
And then from
Where's
another
it coming from, roughly?
corner of the room, "Would you look at that?" The same voice. The clicking sound gets closer to you.
Just stands closer to the others.
"That suit is fabulous." And then there is the sound of a spider lowering itself down on its web.
How big is a spider? Just out of curiosity.
You look up.
We can hear it sending.
You look up, and there is an four-armed, four-legged woman descending from the ceiling on web. Fully human-sized woman. You look.
Oh, jeez.
You look fabulous, darling. Fabulous. I'm not gonna talk about the rest of you, but I mean, you could use some work. Points at Freddy. I mean, I can see what you're aiming for there, dear.
Saga looks at you and says that.
Well, to be perfectly frank, you could do a lot of work too, lady.
I mean, I can see what you ladies were going for. You could use a coat that matches your outfit. You could use the coat that she's wearing. No, wait, that is your coat, isn't it? Yes. You, fabulous. Love the look, love the glasses, love the suit. The suit is expensive, isn't it, sweetie?
I should have got a bottle of something at the convenience store.
He's just looking at the spider, and his mind is focused on: am I getting complimented by a giant four-legged woman with spider thingy coming out of her ass? And
Yes.
it takes him like a few seconds to say, "Yeah, it cost $700."
It shows. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. You looks at Ingrid. I think we can do some work with that. Yes, I think you've got a fabulous frame. The dress. It's not the best, is it? It's a lot of unnatural fibers. Yes. I insulted her so much she left the Discord.
It's like, fuck you! Gone! She has returned. You can continue insulting her outfit.
Now, what? No. Sorry. Getting distracted. What is it?
I don't think you said anything about Saga yet. I missed it.
She mentioned that you should have a coat like the one that Ingrid is wearing, and then realised it was your coat.
I'm gonna
So
say
basically-
I'm gonna say this.
Bitch, do you know how many basic bitches would kill to have the same personality as me?
I like you. You've got fire. We can work with that too. We can work. You've got a great outfit. You've got a great eye for design. I think we can do some work with it. You are a lost cause. She looks at Freddy, and then just turns back to the girls. So, what do you say? Can we do something, or were you here for something other than fashion? I mean, fashion is obviously the main thing, but
We were sent here by Loki.
oh, excellent guy. He's very good style.
Is this a Make-A-Wish thing? Are you dying? Is this from loneliness?
Am I dying? No, I can't do that. That's it's I can't do that. Like literally, it's impossible. I've tried. I've
Okay, no hard feelings.
it's been a long time. No. No.
That wasn't in the invitation to keep talking about it.
Phoenix just going to turn to Saga. Okay, Miss Blue, just turn the roasting a notch down.
You know something about the magic, Mino, whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah, let's call
They'll
them
cross
Mino.
the street.
I'm just gonna turn to Phoenix and said, "Can you go be depressed somewhere else? You're bumming out my whole area."
Flings his cigarette in Saga's face.
Okay, I think we need to play just
Uh,
a little.
When you say that, Saga, the creature just kind of, with all of her forearms, just goes, ooh.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Yes, you've got sass and style. I like you. You've got money and style. I like you. You've got potential. I like you.
Who was the potential to?
You,
Freddie or
Ingrid. She's given up on Freddy.
Poor
Fred.
friend.
Freddy was
couldn't give less of a shit if you tried.
Freddy was greeted by the sound of your lost calls. So
I would probably say, like, in the tweet that she had with the whole team, I think with Phoenix's back just being turned to face the camera anyway, the only picture she was able to get was Ingrid and Freddy in the picture.
yeah, because Phoenix would be walking away like towards the exit. So if he doesn't know that you're taking a picture, he would be away from your camera.
I'll say, I'll probably say the comments would be quite positive.
So yes, we need information about the building, other side of the street.
Information. Yes. I hear things. You see, I have little eyes and ears all over the place. That is
Yeah, we know you got fucking eyes all over the place.
part of my curse. Yes. She starts rubbing her two hands together. I can, yes, for him I can provide information, so they call the place, the office, they call it the Labyrinth. It is almost impossible to get out if you don't know how.
Well, that's comforting.
But I think I have just the thing. It's a present from another time. One moment. And she goes back up on the web, and you just hear. as she crawls off to a different...
Oh, for God's sake, why the hell is this happening to me? I'm a good person. I'm a good person. Why?
Taps Freddy's shoulder. There. It's always difficult the first time.
You didn't get insulted like that.
I mean, she has a point. Could dress better.
Why the hell would I dress better? I dress what I like.
Freddie, you are the meatloaf of the 1980s.
And
It's wonderful. I love the look anyway.
thanks.
And if I was in the
mean-
80s, I would totally be dating you.
Cool.
Well,
He's
you got the
unsure whether that's a compliment or an insult.
Phoenix just says, well, apparently you got the ticket with the whatever she's supposed to be.
It's actually a question. What do you do for a living, Saga?
Oh my god.
I have so much opportunities here.
I have a feeling she's gonna say social media influencer.
I think that's what she literally is anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say that's pretty much what she is. But I want to know how she's going to word it to make it sound.
She literally says that, I think, or kind of in a way like that. She's like, I rain over the web.
I think you'll find that that's mine.
She's
I'm assuming you mean the interwebs.
Yes.
There's a
in.
sound as she gets closer, and she descends back on. She descends back down on the web to be stood next to you all again. And she's got just laden in both sets of arms, just loads of bolts of fabric. And she starts holding them up to Ingrid.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought you said you had a gift for us and you were going to give us informations on... Never mind. I'm just gonna let you do your thing because I feel like if I'm gonna question it, I'm not gonna get an answer.
And she just holds different fabrics up and is like, no, that doesn't work, and throws one away. And then holds another one up, looks at it for a second, turns it inside out, puts it back up again, then puts it over Saga. Yes, that one works much better. Oh, yes. She reaches into a pocket with her third hand and just holds out to Phoenix a golden ball of thread.
Called it.
Yes, I think I can never keep track of how you're all related, but it's this was Ariadne's. She gave it to that one that went into the other labyrinth.
Yeah, Theseus. I know my Greek legends.
She once you live them for a few thousand years, they all get muddled up. She lost it, I kept it, no big deal.
You stole it.
Well, what's a weaver to do? Endless thread. It was too much to pass up.
I came in interesting times.
This golden thread will help us not get lost, basically.
It will let you find your way back out, and she holds another cloth sample up to Ingrid.
Look, I get it. I need work, but you can do that later.
No. I'm not busy now. She flings that one aside and just pulls out another one. I mean,
I'm just gonna put the thread in my in my pocket.
What's so pressing that I can't pick out a pattern now?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Bless you.
Fucking dusty in it. You ain't clean.
Oh, too busy for that. Too busy.
Anyways, we really need to get going, though. We have business on the other side of the street.
She holds up a bright red fabric to Ingrid and then rolls it up, and then takes the green fabric she threw over Saga and just disappears off. And you can hear machinery just whirring into life. Yes, go.
Thank you.
So we got infinite thread, and we're going into a fucking labyrinth. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think this was gonna be how I spend my Wednesday. Is it
Well,
Wednesday in Seattle?
Be perfectly frank, I didn't think it was either.
Well, we've got infinite threads to not get lost in the labyrinth as long as we do not lose the thread, obviously.
Okay. Who has the stickiest hands?
What?
I mean, if we're not gonna lose it, we need someone like who doesn't have, like butterfingers or something like that, and we'll just drop it.
I mean, yeah, really.
Looks around. I
Okay,
guess.
Phoenix, I think you're the best option we got.
Fine.
Alright. Let's
So
back up the umbrella as we leave the warehouse.
So we going straight in, or are we waiting till? I mean, suppose technically night is the best time.
They won't be expecting us then.
I guess that's true.
Alright.
So where should we go in the meantime?
Well, we have a couple hours. We could wait out for Miss, whatever her name is, finishes your outfit. Hopefully it will blend in the night, otherwise we're gonna have a slight problem.
Maybe I'm
Bless his
mostly
night. I am
black.
wearing the night. She's literally wearing all black clothes, and she has golden.
Yes, you and Big
I
Guy
have a
are
bit
completely
of a-
fine.
And you. This James
Like,
Bond.
Sorry, what,
Okay,
Maddie? You
fine.
get out.
Sorry. I said, okay, yes, my hair is a bit of a beacon of light, but I'm not letting her dye it.
Just smokes and waits.
I guess we should go back inside so we're not like in the rain. It'd be weird going back in now though.
So, are we going back in the warehouse? Are we going somewhere else? Are we going straight in, guns blazing? What's that?
Let's
You
go back
really
in the
don't know
warehouse.
what infiltration is, eh?
No.
Okay.
Funnily enough,
Okay.
I'm a roadie.
You've never seen movies.
Yeah. But I highly doubt that you fucking go up against guys who have sharks and laser beams on their heads and shit like that.
You'd be surprised.
Saga asks if you've ever taken a dive for the president.
Depends on the president.
Would you do it for the current one?
Would you do it for the current one?
He smokes. That's classified.
That's a no.
Still trying to work out what form of Titan spawn plot he is.
Alright. I vote we go back inside so we're not in the rain. We wait for darkness to fall and then we try to infiltrate the building. Just opens the door again.
You can hear the sound of industrial sewing machines whirring away in one corner of the warehouse.
Oh, I forgot to put Y in there. Pretend there's a Y in there.
So, as
I meant to say,
Connecticut
so why
Ingrams-
James Bond, I guess, and so why did you pick James Bond? Like, why did you
Oh,
pick
okay.
agent kind of thing?
As Ingrid goes back in, she's just like, so it turns out we don't have to go right away, so we're just gonna like wait here until nightfall. If that's good with you.
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Gives me some time to work and take measurements.
Because I am a man of many talents.
So, if we're going to be staying around here, then I can probably call for, I don't know, a delivery. Anyone fancy a takeout?
Probably not to a warehouse, because I don't think we're supposed to be in here.
She looks on her phone to see the nearest hotel.
There is one fairly close.
Should we go to that one?
I mean, that is. Wait, are we talking about like to go and wait there, or just to like go there to pick up the pizza and then bring back here?
Yeah. Or just
Because
basically
it's
like
early.
Why don't
I'm
you just look for a nearby pizza place?
This is really late.
Oh, my stomach's there.
I mean, if you want to order a pizza, I guess pick it up at the hotel, so it's a bit less conspicuous.
Yeah. What do you fancy? She's like on the one of the pizza places close by.
I just love the fact that Phoenix is literally asking, so, about the entrance, not the main one. She have blueprints of the place, and then behind. So what are we having for dinner? I think takeout, pizza or hot dogs. Taco, I think.
I think I
You
can
tell
make
her
the
who
first
the
character
professional
not really
is.
interested, but she's likely. I know I'm having an interesting adventure, but I want to do it in style or like I don't know. I made a terrible choice of character, I think, at some point.
Suddenly he turns. Suddenly Phoenix turns to all of you. Okay, guys, we need a helicopter.
Wait, what?
Sure, I'll pull one out my pocket.
They have
mean-
an entrance on the rooftop, so a helicopter.
I mean, I have a picture of a helicopter in my bag, but I don't have an actual helicopter.
As she says that to you, Phoenix, she picks up a tape measure and just skitters over towards Ingrid and just starts taking measurements.
Spider Lady,
Question, just lets it
whatever your name is.
Yes.
What's your name, actually?
Arachne.
I guess it makes sense. Okay, so, Arachne, is there any military base where we could go in, take a helicopter, and go to the tower?
I mean, they'd probably notice if you took a helicopter. I think there are some tourist places at the seafront that you might be able to more subtly borrow a tourist helicopter.
That'll work. Anyone here knows how to drive a helicopter?
No.
Mm-mm.
He looks at Saga for like 5 seconds. He's like, yeah, no. Alright, I guess I'll drive the helicopter as well.
Do you know the Swan?
What?
What?
The crane?
Are these helicopter chicks?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to fly, guys.
Okay. Anyway.
Do you recognize that quote?
Yeah, I do recognize it, but Phoenix wouldn't, so. Well, if you're finished taking measurements, we'll be on our way to grab that helicopter.
She takes a few minutes to take measurements of Ingrid, and then we'll try to approach Saga with the tape measure as well. Does Saga let her take measurements?
Yeah.
A couple of minutes later, she has taken...
Okay, so Freddy's already walked out and is just waiting outside.
And then she'll just skitter
as
back
soon
to
as-
the sewing machines.
Yeah, as soon as Ingrid's measurements are done, she'll go outside as well and reopen her umbrella.
Alright, okay, let's go.
So, where exactly would the docks be in relation to where we're currently at? Does anyone have a GPS or a map?
Yeah, she looks on the
Oh, wait,
phone.
I do.
John,
Actually-
I'm gonna send you a question
Okay.
privately.
Okay.
Sending nude.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Oh, who lives down on Drury Lane?
Nah,
Oh, so this
a
is
different one. He moved.
in shock.
Okay, so as he goes outside, the Phoenix looks into his pocket and takes out like car keys and just press a button. And he waits for a bit.
There's the roar of an engine. And it just
On time.
screeches, turns, and stops directly in front of Phoenix.
Is that your Batman mobile?
Yes, sure. Okay, all aboard.
Shotgun!
Yeah.
Quick description of
in.
the thing. It's a black Lamborghini.
Oh, I love Bet Lamborghini.
He takes the driver's seat. He puts on gloves, like dark black leather gloves to drive. Adjusts his sunglasses. In night, yes, I know. And
Right, Elwood, fucking hell.
and starts driving towards the seafront.
The tyres screech, and you hair off down the road at speeds that you're fairly certain would cause problems on public roads. Swerving in and out of traffic between cars at fast.
Yeah,
Faster than should be.
we could say easily that the car is going at the speed the car should go on a freeway, but in city.
Wait, are we now in a car?
Yep.
Yeah, my car.
Oh.
I,
Wait, how'd your
I
car get
summoned
here?
my car. I
Oh,
summoned it.
He has a magic button.
Oh, okay.
Secret agent stuff.
Secret agent suit. Shotgun!
It's already
I
been
really
called.
shot that. Fuck you.
Yeah, we're at the back of the car. Saga and Ingrid are in the back of the car.
I got longer legs than you. Scroll off.
Kids, do not fight in my car.
I will turn this thing around.
And a couple of minutes after you left the warehouse, you pull up to the docks, screeching to a halt with smoke rising from the tyres.
You know, you really should be careful. I'd hate to see your tires get all messed up. There, you done.
As you get out and close the doors, the tyres... and it speeds off again.
That is
Just
incredible.
Yeah, the Black Bull is an amazing car. Made it myself.
You are a man of many talents.
Told you so. Starts a cigarette and enjoys the wallpaper picture of him in the sunset, smoking a cigarette on the seafront with the hair going in the wind.
You can see down in front of you a number of jetties and piers sticking out into the sea. You can see a number of duck buses, amphibious buses, that take city tours and then plough into the water to take a tour of the waterfront.
You have to admit, it'd be fucking hilarious to ram raid their front door with a duck bus.
It would be. It will not be stealthily.
And then there's a couple of bright yellow helicopters.
Those aren't stealthy either.
Why do they have to be yellow?
He would see the yellow and he's like, of course they had to be yellow.
Please say that for some God knows what reason they're painted up to be like big yellow ducks.
I mean, they weren't before, but they might be now.
Okay, so we have in front of us helicopters in the shape of big yellow ducks.
Or duck copter.
Captor.
He's
Okay,
just
this-
gonna look at that and be like, I am really surrounded by idiots.
Okay, this time I call shotgun on the helicopter.
Fine.
All we can say for certain is whether you go with the helicopter or the bus, these will be some DuckTales. Whoa.
Is there anyone like keeping the helicopters, like any guardian or anything? Because I assume someone is, there.
If you wait for a little while, you do see someone is doing a sort of lazy perimeter check. They don't look like they expect someone to break in and steal them, just that someone should be there for the sake of someone should be there.
Stereotypical old security guard.
Yeah.
Plan A, we go in stealthily, we go past the guard, take the helicopter, go away. Plan B, we go in stealthily, we knock down the guard, we take the helicopter, we go away. Plan C, we go in, we kill the guard, we take the helicopter, we go away.
I don't really think we need to kill
Maybe
this.
there should be one. Maybe there should be one where I don't know, maybe one of us distracts him.
No.
Maybe we could add that one in before the killing.
I mean, we all need to get onto the helicopter, so
That's also true.
Hmm.
Then I would vote for
I
maybe
mean,
knocking
we
him.
could literally just call him over. When he comes over, we knock him out, we then get in. Go.
That's also
That's a good plan. I call him out, you knock him out.
Fine.
okay.
I whistle towards the guard.
Whose footprints are these?
Must have been the wind.
Is he deaf?
He walks over to you. Well, hello.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Warrington.
Yes,
It's like,
capital.
It's capital that the helicopters must stay intact. Capital.
Would
indeed.
you like one of my helicopters? This one's called the Spelljammer.
get out of here.
Stupid name.
Sean, could you make me a might close combat roll, please?
Sure. This is
Don't
where I
kill him. We
This is
just
right.
need.
This is just where I fail miserably. Oh, I get 4 successes.
Okay.
Delicious.
So Sean, it is a difficulty 1 to punch the guy. So you've succeeded in connecting a fist to him. Would you like a couple of alternatives for For the other 3 successes, you can spend them on stunts.
Right.
Would you like to shove him? In which case he will fly back 1... for every success you spend on shoving, you will push him back a number of meters equal to your might.
So I can push him up to 5 meters.
No, for each success you spend,
Alright.
he goes 5 meters.
Okay, so he can go... Well, it's 5,
20.
10,
15 meters.
What are the other choices?
You can attempt to disarm him.
No.
You can
They
attempt
have no
to...
weapon.
You can attempt to grab something he is holding and take it for yourself. You can just break his equipment. Actually, I'm going to just share this with you guys. So this is the close combat attacks stunt chart.
Wow.
These are your options.
So the 1S is the 1 success.
Yes.
Knockdown, trip, disarm, break up, grapple. No, I can inflict damage on him, which I'm not really trying to do.
Till an additional injury condition. You are now completely blind forever.
Static grapple.
So that would mean you deal 2 injury conditions. So you do a bruised, and another one.
By me punching, is he knocked out, or
He is going to be knocked out.
So either way, he's going to be knocked out.
That is what your 1 success does.
Where was the
For
thing
this
of,
guy.
like, where was like the thing of breaking equipment?
That would be sundering.
Sundering. I'm not sure, does he have like a radio or anything?
Yes.
I mean, by all means, he can just go and find other means of communication, but I'd like... Basically, I'd like... Possibly, I just kind of... Rather than just punching him, I kind of grab his radio and kind of smack it across his face, breaking the radio in the process.
Okay. At the very least, delay him in making communication with others. So yeah, you just leap forward and grab out at the radio clipped to his collar and just slam the receiver into his face, and it just splinters into tiny shards of plastic and silicone in your hand and across his face as he just falls down in a single punch.
Good enough?
He is knocked out.
I just look at the result. I have seen way worse. You did good.
Kind of grabs the guy by the collar and kind of drags him out of the view of... Like, basically tries to hide the body.
Okay.
Put him in a bus tack.
Because obviously we have to call him over, so I don't know if we're like somewhere visible.
I would assume that you're probably on the street somewhere. So yeah, pulling him into
literally just like drag him off enough that he's not going to, unless someone kind of goes to investigate, they're not going to just find him lying there.
Yeah. I really, really need a group picture of this group, because it must be the most misfit group ever.
It's like, you know, you've got fucking heavy metal roadie, like James Bond, bloody social media influencer, and like whatever Ingrid really looks like. It's like small town girl.
Yeah, small town girl.
Yeah, small town girl.
Say that.
Amy Santiago. Yeah, but casual Amy Santiago.
You head inside the small formerly guarded area where the helicopters are.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick one of the 2 copters.
Duck 1 and Duck 2.
Duck 1, Duck 2.
Uh,
Duck. Goose.
Sammy,
Bless.
can I get a intellect pilot roll from you.
Pilots. Okay, intellect pilots. Here goes. One success.
Yeah, you just about remember how to pilot this sort of helicopter. It looks similar to ones that you've piloted before. You reckon you can probably do it.
Thank God for that fucking ape.
Yeah, I have a massive amount of rolls. I just can't roll for shit,
I
apparently.
just looked at the breakdown of the roll.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
8, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So yeah, Phoenix would like sit down in the helicopter, look around, and be like, "I'm trained for military helicopter. This is crap."
You know,
Ingrid gets into
I'm just gonna try. This is just basically just for the fun, for the giggles.
This is that. This is this.
Not a clue.
This is that. This if Saga tries to help him, he would swap her hand away. No, this is that.
Yeah, out of curiosity, I'm just gonna see, because as well, because I'm in the passenger seat. Yeah.
Nope.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to try because I know it won't work.
I think at this point, after he swaps Saga's hand away, he just looks at Ingrid. Don't you fucking dare!
Yes, got it.
On the plus side, you didn't botch.
Starts it.
Neither of you botched.
True.
True.
That's very true.
But you also weren't actually rolling, so...
Exactly.
The helicopter blades start to spin up.
Quiet do we think this is gonna be?
Helicopters are not quiet.
Not.
Yeah, very loud.
And it takes to the air very loudly, and you find yourself having to pull on the headphones and speak into the radio to be able to hear each other.
I put on my headphones. Okay, can you receive me?
Yes.
Loud and clear, James Bond.
Test tackle.
I said call me Mr. Orange for fucking sake.
Okay, James
Yes,
Bond.
Mr. Orange.
And you pilot the helicopter back towards the Minos building.
Ingrid's just taking deep breath because she is terrified of flying. She's just like, I'm in a happy place. I'm in a happy place. I'm in a happy place.
It's like smoked a cigarette throughout the entire thing and just flicks it out the window of the thing, hoping that he gets someone.
Let's see. 1 is no, 2 is yes. If
Saga is
Saga
live streaming this.
live streaming, she is not live streaming this.
I don't know if she'd have the best reception if we're like super high in the air.
Surprisingly, the reception is fine on Saga's phone right now.
Alrighty.
She has the best.
OMG, Seattle from.
Yeah, I think she takes a selfie though.
I like the second one.
She actually said, "I'm going
of it.
on a secret mission." she's like, "I'm going on a secret mission with James Bond, Meatloaf, and Bridget Jones' Diary."
Meatloaf responds, "What the fuck? I'm not there."
She's like, and then she's probably gonna call. I don't know. I think Bridget Jones is actually not the one I'm.
Oh,
supposed
that
to
is
go for.
great.
Would Bridget Jones be okay with Ingrid?
Yeah, I would say so. Ish. Yeah,
I'm
I'd
asking
say so.
permission. I'm asking just in case. I don't want to upset.
I am a-okay with you referring to her like that, yes.
Yeah.
I can just imagine if he ever finds out that she tweeted about a secret mission.
She literally does. You kind of wrong.
Phoenix, as you approach the Minos office building, could you make me a dexterity piloting roll to bring the helicopter in for a landing?
How good is your dex?
I got 4 decks.
Well, so you should be good.
And I got 3 in pilot.
Oh yeah, you'll be golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty dang good.
The helicopter comes in for a very smooth landing. Would you like to do anything with those bonus successes, Sammy?
Just like the simulation.
If someone gets that reference, they get a cookie.
I recognise it, but I can't place it.
So
Like-
what could I get as a bonus for my successes? Like anything
So
in particular?
basically, you can do any sort of stunt flying that you think he might do. So, like, the idea with the stunts here is that you're going to get something a little bit more than just landing on the rooftop.
I think because he's still in the idea of trying to be stealthy, he would shut down the engine just before landing
Okay.
and land by just gliding onto the rooftop.
So you managed to just perfectly cut out the helicopter and the helicopter lands mostly quietly.
Mostly quietly. The buildings up. Bang!
Guy whose office is on the top floor. The fuck was that? Sounds like a several-ton duck just landed on there.
It's Seattle. It's probably just thunder.
Yeah, most people in the building just write off any noise made as just thunder from the weather outside. You get out of the helicopter and you head over to the door.
Ooh.
And my connection to Roll20 went away, so I can't show you the thing at the moment.
Yeah, same.
So let's see if...
Yeah.
Let's do a sweet refresh.
Really don't like refreshing.
I am also going to refresh.
Back online on the thingy.
I'm nearly there.
Mine's still loading.
You see a door with a sign on it with this logo on it that I put some time and effort into making yesterday.
You will have to re-put it when everybody's back, I think.
I am back.
I would assume it'll be in the journal somewhere, unless you actually put the thing up.
I'll have to actually put it when I get back.
I am back.
I'm back.
I'm also going to reopen my character sheet because that's the thing that needs to be done. Of course it is.
Is it subtle enough for you guys?
I mean, I got the gist like ages ago, but
Yeah, so yeah. Well, just rubbing it in your face.
Why did they choose a cow of all animals?
are you actually asking? Or are you in-game character saying?
I am in character. She's asking that.
I'm gonna have to refresh my thing because I have no idea what's going on.
Well, that's a lot of bull. Whatever.
Oh wait, it's a bull, not a cow.
You head to the office building. Roof access that's got this sign on it. And the door is locked.
God damn it!
Does anyone have anything that could pick a lock?
Would I try? Would I be able to try something like that?
Yeah, what are you going to try?
Pick a lock, maybe.
Weird.
If I've got any things for that.
What do you want to try and use?
Probably say that she's got like probably just got some hairpins in my head anyway, so she's probably gonna use those.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity subterfuge.
Dexterity, subterfuge. She seemed to be okay in that, so let's give that a shot.
Dexterity subterfuge.
1 success.
You spend a couple of minutes fiddling in the lock with your hairpins, and just as Phoenix is about to say, "Oh, come on, you really don't expect it to work like in the movies, do you?" The lock clicks and opens, and the door swings
It
open.
does work like in the movies.
Maybe I should be the next James Bond.
No. But there's room for James girls.
Okay.
So, we're gonna tie that string to anything out here, or we're gonna do something in there?
Looks at the door. Is there like something I could tie it on?
There's a door handle.
Anything else I could tie it on?
There's one of the like metal bars that pulls the door closed because it's a fire exit.
I'm gonna tie it to the handle thingy.
Okay.
Make sure it's really well tied, and tie the other end to my belt
Okay.
because I have to.
And so with the ball of thread sort of unwinding between the start of it at the door and the other end of it on your belt, you descend into the office building. And it's an office building. It's fairly nondescript. You have difficulty sort of as you're going through it, your mind just kind of slips into routine, and you start to lose track of how far you've walked in a certain direction or when the last time you turned a corner was. You start to feel yourself losing the plot of where the place is. And every so often you kind of just have to shake yourself back awake, and you feel for the thread or you look for your friends, and you all
Who are pretty much right behind you.
stick close together.
Yeah, I assume we would.
And you make your way through the office building. And Ingrid and Freddy,
Yes.
you feel a buzz, like the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up.
Okay.
Just kind of like,
Immediately on high alert.
just kind of rubs the back of his neck occasionally, because weird.
And from outside, the rainstorm that's been sort of a constant presence since you came to Seattle, you can hear it picking up in intensity. And just suddenly there is a of thunder, and a flash of lightning lights the skies, and it flashes through the office building. And you see a large, muscly man at the far end of the corridor you're walking down. He hasn't seen you yet.
Just tells the others to, like, puts an arm in front of the others, telling them to stop, and just, like, points them. Like,
Okay.
and just motions. Just motions for them to be quiet. What's the question? Do they see him?
You all see him.
Guy's fucking huge.
I will draw my gun.
I will draw my pepper spray.
I will take my hands out of my pockets.
I would get a knife if I had one. I'm gonna shank somebody.
And we all just, like, start tiptoeing down the hall closer to the dude.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
No, I would imagine, yeah.
Could I get from everybody a dexterity subterfuge?
Okay.
Dexterity
Not my
subterfuge.
strong point. But I manage it. Maybe. I maybe manage it.
Dexterity subterfuge, right?
Yep.
Oh, thank Christ I manage it.
Come
Ooh,
on.
with a 10 as well.
Oh, Saga.
Really?
Saga's the most stealthy. Let me see if he spots you.
It's like 47 d10s. Yes, he does. Yes.
4d10. I have 7d10. I'm supposed to be the most stealthy in this shit.
Told you, I'm a good James Bond.
As you sneak down the corridor, he takes a big sniff of the air. And you see him just press a button on the desk in front of him, and the screen just turns off. He says, "What do you think you're doing here?" He hasn't turned round yet.
What do we say?
I would say nothing because we don't know if he's talking to us yet.
Takes another step.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh shit, well he knows.
There's another flash of lightning, and you swear that the man has horns.
We're just passing through. We need something here, and then we'll be on our way.
No one's allowed to take anything from here.
Yeah, I'm not much of a guy to ask permission, to be honest.
You see, we're looking for something that was stolen from someone who we know. Well, technically we know of him, but we haven't met him.
Don't
So
care.
we're trying to get it.
My job is to keep the things here. If you want to take a thing, then we've got a disagreement.
Well, we're taking a thing. So...
Then we have a disagreement.
I guess we do.
So what now?
So, you want to do this the old way?
What would the old way entail, and what would the new way be?
The old way is the classic way.
Okay, that's so cryptic. Why is
Doesn't
it
answer the
so
question, does it?
cryptic?
And he just pulls from under the desk a large sword and embeds it into the ground next to him. That is the old way.
The janitors must hate you.
Okay, I'd like to know the new way real quick.
This is where he goes, there is no new way.
He reaches down under the desk and places a taser on the desk.
What are we feeling more confident with, your guys' sword or taser?
Don't care, I'm gonna shoot his face.
I mean, can we actually get a good look at him now, or is he still kind of like?
He's a bit in shadows at a distance. Every so often there is a...
All we know is he's big and he seems to be wearing a Viking helmet.
Yes. He certainly seems to be wearing an old-fashioned Viking helmet.
It's obviously what he's doing. What else would he be doing?
Is there any way that I can get in front of him? Is his back turned? To
His
us,
back is to you at the moment.
Is there any way that I can get right in front of him?
I wouldn't get that close to him.
You are all currently long range from him.
Okay.
And in fact, we'll go over to the...
Just a slight question. Long range, would that include firearms?
Yes. Long range is... I might be mistaken, you might be at medium range. Bear with me a moment. Yeah, you're at medium range from him. Which is about 30 or so feet.
So I can shoot him.
You can shoot him from here, yes.
Does long work still with firearms, or is it too far away?
It does what, sorry?
If long.
Long would be too far away for a pistol. Long range, you're looking at something like a rifle. Long range, you're about 100 meters or so away.
Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna stay me and ready my gun.
So, I mean, sword doesn't look very nice, but then neither does his taser.
Isn't there any way we could talk this out amicably?
Have you seen? Look, this guy's huge. There's no talking to this.
How would you like...
No offense, there's no offense, dude, but I'm assuming that there's going to be no talking to you.
How would you like to talk?
With words to start with.
Yeah, I mean, with kind words and, you know, no weapons and, you know, some negotiation and stuff.
And what do you offer me?
Ruffles through her bag. Okay. Well, can't give you the umbrella. We're gonna need that when we leave again. We're out in the rain. So I'm incorporating emoji into his speech Frederick's with my face, winky face. Okay, so
We offer you
going
that
around-
lady, points to Saga.
And how...
Saga can give you tips on the social media world.
Interesting. Go on. What else can you give me? What you want is something great. Something legendary.
I don't know, Phoenix, what can you offer?
I can make you famous, says Saga.
He turns around and there's a flash of lightning and you can see that he's got a cow's face and two horns.
I thought he was wearing a Viking helmet.
I'm pretty famous.
Okay, but are you Saga level famous?
I mean, some might say that there are sagas about me.
LOL. We have fun here in the labyrinth. I am the Saga. Not yet.
Roll me a saga.
Okay, I'll roll.
Roll.
Saga. Roll.
Roll me a
Picks up Saga and rolls her down the road.
a presence persuasion roll.
I believe in you, Saga.
3 successes.
Hell yeah.
This is her thing.
Oh my god, two 10s, by the way, might I add.
Wait, 2 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 10s and an 8.
Right, 1 minute. I need to roll for those.
How does that happen? How does that happen? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you hover over the number and you can
You have
see
to-
like
I
what.
was gonna say, like,
percent-
where are you finding these numbers? And I had to over.
Okay.
I had to list.
So, yeah, your dice don't explode.
That's a good start.
How do his do?
You got the 10 as well. Shit. And
I don't
you
know.
there. And no.
He turns around and strokes his chin. Keep talking, girl. You have my attention.
Oh God.
Which one?
You are the saga. Tell me how I could be famous.
That's on you now, Danny. Unless you try to convince that one of us is your manager.
Wait, hang on. Oh my God, there's a manager thing that Sammy sent me.
There's a manager quote.
There's a manager quote. This one.
You should make me your campaign manager. I was born for politics. I have great hair and I love lying.
Well, I'm not sure I'm getting into politics, but I have been trying to understand the Facebook.
The Book of Faces.
Saga lives for Facebook. You should get some of her. She could help make not only you, but your company, you know, so much more.
I
People
Facebook
will
is
take you
terrible.
serious.
Twitter is all about it.
have heard of the Twitter. Tell me more of the Twitter.
Oh jeez.
Phoenix is just looking at this like, well, this is unusual.
I think I could probably try and convince him more, but
At this point, we can just say that you spend a bit of time teaching him a little bit about social media.
I teach him that he can get onto the lines of the goddess and goddesses of Beyonce.
You teach him you teach him about the hashtag, and
He falls in love.
You have taught him of the Octothorpe.
you teach him the mighty power of the Octothorpe. And he goes over to a large golden elevator and just presses the button. And the little needle above the elevator just goes tick, 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 up to the level that you're on. And the door slides open. Get in here.
Approaches with caution.
Yeah, I do
Get
that.
in the elevator.
And the doors slide closed after all of you get in.
I hope my thread isn't cut in half.
And as the elevator descends, the thread just kind of starts going really quickly, extruding itself out through the door.
Fortunately, it is infinite.
And you make your way down many floors until the elevator doors slide open into a warehouse that must be from the size that you're looking out into under the ground. And Ingrid and Freddy,
Yes.
the tingle in the back of your neck draws you into the building.
I'm sure it's not from the cigarettes.
It might be.
Well, I didn't have one of the fucking weird ones.
And you're drawn to a specific corridor. And
I
then,
don't know why, guys, but I feel like we need to go this way.
Yeah, I feel that too.
as you're drawn to a corridor, you go down it, and you're drawn to a crate.
Is the crate locked?
It's a solid crate. It doesn't have a padlock on it, but it is sealed shut.
Does anyone have a crowbar?
Crowbar, axe, hammer.
I know someone who's got a knife.
I can do it. What do you want me to do?
Get a crate opened.
Alright, I try and get the crate open.
Give me a might athletics roll.
Oh,
We
gosh.
should maybe have asked Freddy to do that.
Let me first try it and see how things go.
You stab the knife into the top of the crate and start prying, and the edges of the crate start to part, but it's not fully open yet.
I just
just smacks it with his foot.
With the combined effort of Saga and Freddy, the crate opens. And inside is a small pile of stones with a hammer embedded in them.
Intriguing.
Well, we got a hammer.
Tries
big
to pick
hammer.
up the hammer.
You can pick up the hammer. It's almost like it's calling to you, Ingrid.
take
Do
me
any of you guys want to
home,
hold it?
country roads. I can help myself. You know, she's not even gonna touch it.
I've got my artifact in my pocket. You got yours. Everyone's got something. Great.
I ain't got shit. Let's go.
Me neither.
We'll find you something. Smokes.
You head back to the elevator, and you'll make your way back up, and you follow the thread, and it takes a while to wind the thread back down again.
Infinite thread, my ass.
And you make your way back out up to the roof of the building. And as soon as you get the hammer out through the door, there is a of thunder. And then a shining rainbow strikes the building in front of you. And a hand reaches out of the rainbow. And the hammer leaps out of your hands, Ingrid. And flies into the hand of this man. And as the rainbow clears, with a long red cape and long ginger hair and long beard, Thor stands in front of you.
Ginger Thor?
Hi.
I
Thor.
lost this.
You did, and we need to point out to you that Loki didn't have anything to do with it. He helped us find it.
Yeah, I can vouch for him.
That is...
He's my dad. Also, he say he is.
He cracks a smile as you say this. Well, it's about time. He has quite a few in the losses column, shall we say. It's nice to know that he can still be a brother when needs to be. Thank you for what you have done here.
You're welcome.
I suppose...
Smokes and nods.
This is possibly the weirdest Wednesday I've ever had.
I believe it is Thursday now.
Looks at his watch. Yeah, it's about Thursday.
Hey, I like Thursdays.
So, yeah,
I don't know why.
He will pose with the hammer out.
Oh my god.
Would you like one of me smiting you?
Sure.
And he poses as if he's swinging the hammer at you, and there's lightning coming from it.
Brother, I have learned of the face of God.
Okay, so while this photo shoot is fun, Loki said you had something to tell us, potentially? I don't know.
You have questions.
Well, he said that we had like a vested interest in that hammer, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But
You must feel how it calls to you.
Nope.
Not you.
you
Them.
mean the weird tingly on the back of the neck?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
You are... my son.
What?
You are my son.
God, why are you two so lucky? You got freaking.
It's just like stairs, mouth open, just.
You guys are lucky. You have. God, wait a minute.
You're my daughter.
Wait, what?
At this point, Phoenix explodes in laughter. Hold on, so that means the orphan girl is your cousin.
Wait. So wait. Let me get this straight. So if Loki is your brother, and we're your kids, she's Loki's kid, she is our cousin, and we're
Half
siblings.
brother and sister. It's complicated.
Is Phoenix related to us at all too?
Yeah, what makes James Bond?
He's not Asgardian.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
Me.
Asgardian? The Guardians of Asses?
Really? She's my half cousin? Really?
I didn't pick who he did it with.
Oh my god, this is great. I have a brother. Oh, he's wanted siblings. You have no idea how boring it was to be an only child.
I am...
Phoenix is turning to Freddy. He's like, so, how do you like this Thursday going now?
I am sorry for not being there.
All this time I thought I had a deadbeat dad. I mean,
in a way you kind of do, because I wasn't there.
well, at least it makes kind of sense now. I suppose.
I guess it does make sense. My mom said that, she was knocked up, and then the guy left, and then she just raised me on her own. But I guess she's not even really my mom. Or is she?
Oh, no,
Is
she
locked
is-
up a mortal woman?
She's.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom's my mom.
So I just shout, family go photo, everyone!
Thor will grab the pair of you and just pull you into the group photo.
I'll offer Saga the opportunity of me taking the picture since I'm not a part of your family.
Oh,
No, you get in here.
Nah, Phoenix doesn't want to get in here. He's not part of your family and he's very happy not being part of your family.
Jagger
he's
drags him
happy
in
just
and
laughing
holds
and
the phone
taking a
out.
picture.
And so Jagger drags him in, and she actually takes the picture real quickly before he had to react.
Well, if he is in the picture, he would still look exceedingly smug and arrogant and winky face.
Also, she promises not to post him online, even though she's already done it anyway. She lies. She actually lies and she has posted it online.
Now that you have done this, now that you know the truth, I am afraid that things might not be the same for you anymore.
Do we have superpowers?
Yes, sort of.
Oh my god, I was kidding. Turn a notification or everyone's
I will not post this. Bing, 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 bing. You.
Saga!
You have powers greater than normal mortals. You have the potential to rise as the next wave of gods if you survive. But unfortunately now there will be those targeting you for standing with us.
Wait, but if we're like no one knows, do they?
The demigods, part gods, heroes have a certain... It almost works like an odor that those that are trained for it can detect.
That's why Bullfuck could smell us.
Interesting.
Those that oppose the gods will come after you now. The gods themselves will ask you favors, like finding my hammer.
So, I'm now a roadie of the gods.
Yes, you could put it that way.
That's pretty metal.
You're a modern-day hero now. Although, you can still be a roadie.
I'm a
roadie!
I've been known to do it myself when I get the chance.
I knew
Make the back go!
Also, Saga says those things to you.
He's my dad.
He just kind of looks upwards. Heimdall! Can you bring us Loki? And the rainbow.
from up in the sky. What am I, your errand boy?
The rainbow strikes down again. And Loki's just kind of... And then I said... Wait, where am I?
What did you bidding?
Child, I guess you have... Well, you already had a lot of questions. I suppose you have more.
Wait, before we continue.
No, I'm not
We
getting
need
in a
to
group
fix.
photo with you as well.
That was not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say we need to meet Phoenix, blah 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 blah. We need to meet Phoenix's parent. Because if he is in this group, he might not be in this family, but he clearly has a godparent, and we should meet him or her.
Just looks at Ingrid and like has this poker face look. He's like, I'm fine, honestly.
Thor looks to the sky again. Heimdall!
There, we got to meet our parents.
What?
The fuck you want now, Thor?
The rainbow...
You want a pizza or something?
The rainbow strikes down again.
Someone order a pizza! Where am I?
And when the rainbow clears, a breathtakingly beautiful woman in a white dress is stood on the rooftop. And she looks confused. And then she looks at Phoenix. And then she smiles.
Okay, this is weird.
Who the fuck's that?
I knew this day would come. I wasn't quite expecting it. Quite like this. She shoots a withering glance at Thor and Loki.
Don't blame them. I technically asked for it. I'm angry, by the way. Hi.
Hi. You do look sweet, dear.
Thank
You
you.
should go pick up that dress from Arachne.
Why does everyone hate my outfit?
She does good work. Maybe not as good as she says, but she definitely does good work.
Makes mental note to make Ingrid pay for this one. I don't know if that's good or bad, but alright.
I am your mother, Phoenix.
Yeah, I figured. Hi, Mum.
You might know me better as Aphrodite.
It's lovely.
It's just the weirdest fucking Thursday I've ever fucking had.
Thor
I believe it was a Wednesday and Thursday.
Thor looks up and from juggling his hammer as, yeah, this is pretty up there.
I know, right? I mean, I know it was that time with the goat, and that was a pretty weird Thursday. But
I mean, there was the time with the two goats, but oh no, wait, you were talking about you and a goat?
yeah, it was a festival. We decided we'd fucking ride this goat, and it was a lot of tents were destroyed. Okay,
He bursts out laughing.
I was wasted.
Yes, that is the best way to be with a goat. And
You're right, sorry, that does explain why Phoenix is so handsome.
And on that note, we'll sort of visionette out of this scene.
As we start asking 1,000 million questions to our parents.
Parent.
So with
So shortly afterward, Freddie will call his mom and go, "Mom, what did you tell me?"
with that in mind, and with no combat occurring,
I punched a guy.
you punched a guy.
I drove a helicopter.
Yeah.
I managed to get a Minotaur to have a pretty cool social media situation.
That was the
It
fight.
became social media as well.
You managed to avoid that by him failing at being not persuaded to take a social media course. By one success, you managed to persuade him.
Can't believe it. Hey, at least there's no violence.
We've started the adventure of this group of heroes. Now, in another month's time, we'll be back with another different one-shot. But I am hoping that at some point in the future we can level these characters up a bit and bring them back as heroes and run another adventure with at least some of this group. And then hopefully when Onyx Path get round to actually releasing the books, I'm rather hoping that we can see them as demigods and then again as gods.
Yeah, get on it, Onyx Path.
But yeah, that's up to Onyx Path to finish approving the manuscripts for them. But in the meantime, we do have other streams coming up much sooner than this. So if you haven't done so already and you're still on the chat, thank you for being around with us tonight. Please do hit that follow button. It's a great way that you guys can let us know. You guys can let us know that you like what you've seen, and you get to know when we go live so that you can see more of this sort of thing. Saved it.
Just hardly noticeable, John.
On Sunday night, we're having the second final boss fight pub quiz night. We're doing it Sunday this time because I want other people to be involved. And so we're going to have hopefully some different people from last time. I might say to Jeff that he can't show up and win again. But
Yeah, Jeff, no winning.
show up,
Show up.
work your brain muscles,
I don't want to work my brain muscles.
be entertained, hopefully. And at the very least, try and not be bored through this enforced staying inside that everyone's doing. On Monday next week, we'll be back with more Minecraft Mondays as I'm continuing to work on getting bees that do the things we want them to do with a little skosh of genetic manipulation. And then on Tuesday next week, we are hopefully going to finish Torchlight 2, assuming the game allows us through the final boss fight's entrance door, unlike last week when it crashed and didn't let us finish the game. So that's all we've got planned for the next couple of days. If you want to see the full schedule, head on over to finalbossfight.co.uk. We'll see you guys again real soon. For now, farewell. Bye, guys.
Bye.